Hello again to Talkaholic Junction. This is your host, Carlos Love. I am here with my guest, Mike Marble, or Marbell.
Yeah, hey, just call me Mike, bro. Mike Marble, yeah. What's the word?
So let's start off with, let's see. Let's start off with, what's your favorite childhood memory?
Oh, man. This is, man. I don't want to say like a specific, like one, I guess, to say. But I'll say specific, like, couple was like, when my dad would be barbecuing, and it would just be something sporadic. He would barbecue, and everybody in the neighborhood, next you know, they all in our sunroom and stuff and drinking and whatnot. You know, to me, that was just always the coolest thing. Because, you know, as kids, we used to go into, like, the things with, like, your friends and whatnot. You'd be playing, like, San Andreas and stuff like that. That's, like, that was, like, the best thing for me. I was like, yeah, nothing can't beat that. So that would say that's my favorite memory, really.
Okay. So that's your favorite memory? Now let's get into the real, conversation now.
Right.
What is your career, and is it something you want to do for the rest of your life, or do you have something else planned for now?
So right now, I'm a therapist. I've been a therapist, or like a social worker, mental health professional, however you want to call it, for like 3 years now. Honestly, I be telling like clients is like I never wanted to do this. I didn't think I could get to this point because as a kid, like even if Decatur, if he listens to this and Angie does too, they know I would never speak. Like that was they more than likely everyone thought I was mute because I didn't speak at all. But now that I became a therapist, I know those things I was experiencing. So I would say for me, do I want to be a therapist like forever? Probably not forever, but I know I'm needed for a long time.
I understand.
That's just like a big thing now. I don't want to do this forever, like taking on these things from other people, but I know me, not even like as a guy, not even as a black man, but I would say like the person I am, like understanding, cool, laid back. Even my demeanor is just something I know a lot of people need, and that's why I be having high caseloads now. I mean, so as far as like my next thing, I do want to get like outside of like doing therapy. I would say I want to do much more like case management stuff, like at behavioral health hospitals. Something where I'm just like in one location and I can serve people better that are, I don't want to say they're experiencing tougher symptoms or anything like that, but they just have a lot more going on.
Yeah.
I feel like I could be needed there. So that's kind of like the next thing I want to do, I would say.
All right, and what are the steps to get to that right now?
The steps, I mean, really, it's like other factors, what's going on, like on the back end, but like I'm gonna keep getting like my clinical supervision now. Like that's what I need, like a certain amount of contact hours where I can say I'm like a licensed clinical social worker or whatnot. But it's like I can decide if I want to do that tomorrow and just apply. I mean, my resume it's detailed about a lot of experience already. So if I just say I want a new job tomorrow and I want to do that, I can go do that. So it's not like any other steps for real that I needed to do or that I need to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit. Now.
Yeah. I mean, cause like now that we over there, now that we here, I'm really just speaking like. I think it's hitting me now, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's hitting me now.
I feel.
Really.
Now, here we go. I got
Fiji. What he say?
Now, here's a question I think you're gonna like. If you could go back, let me do the screen real quick. If you could go back and give your 18-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be? So this is CCU 2016. You know, August. Hey,
there's a lot that you can say. I mean, even for you too. Like, there's a lot we can really say. But I would say I don't regret anything. I would say the one thing, if I could go back in time and tell myself, is, look, don't do your undergrad in psychology. Do it in something else. Like, go straight to the social work. Because I did take a year. Like, I took 2 years for my master's instead of 1 year. So that kind of cut a lot of time. Like, I could be a licensed clinical social worker now, making, you know, any money realistically. Like, I could be traveling right now, and there wouldn't have to be anything else I like have to test for again, if that makes sense. So if I would have said that to myself, like, yeah, bro, if you're gonna do something like this, because this is kind of like your demeanor, your personality, this is what you're made for. Yeah, just go do your bachelor's in social work, then go for the master's.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, I didn't know it was open. I figured like we were speaking here, then they would have went somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
They probably got to
just giving everybody a heads up. This is the garage that's opening that you're hearing, and I am not going to edit this out. You're just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah, because I sit in the garage like that's one thing I started doing like the past year. It's just like sitting outside. I don't know. Because, you know, working a lot and whatnot. You got to do something. Probably got to close this a little bit down, though. I ain't going to lie.
Oh, yeah, it's a little hot out here.
Yeah. I guess I'm going to go do this really quick.
Nah, I got you. So,
if you have to cut this part out, whatever.
I know, we ain't cutting nothing out. Nothing but raw footage. Well, audio. I'm sorry y'all hearing this, but it is what it is.
We should have had it closed in the first place because it's been cool as hell since.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And for everybody wondering, this is Mike's wife, Bree, in the background.
What up?
We got married in June, but
Hell yeah,
we've been together. It seems like centuries ago.
No, in the best way possible.
Oh, since how do y'all feel? Because it's been how long? About 3 months, 4 months?
It's tomorrow will be 3 months.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Tomorrow will be 3 months.
It's dope. I love it. I fuck with it.
Yeah.
Everyone, I hope they find a person.
Yeah. The thing is,
Shit's hard.
yeah, you just marry your best friend, like a person you can wake up. You're like, you know what? We're gonna have fun today. Even if it's like I run to touch you on the shoulder and run away, and you throw not throw something at me. You know, as someone you can always have fun with. That's the thing, because you don't want to marry someone who's just always kind of uptight. They want things this certain way. They try and boss you around. They try to control things. It's not fun. Like, I know, like, for example, we going kayaking on Sunday. Not a lot of people, you can think, if you get in a relationship and you say, let's go kayaking, a lot of, man, what the hell are you talking about kayaking? You like, damn, I'm just trying to be spontaneous. That's the thing. Not a lot of people you have to be spontaneous in your marriage. Like, out the blue type things, like, you want to go to Nashville this weekend? They got this festival going on. Why not? Let's go ahead and do it. Or even like, oh, Carlos is coming in town. He knows Labor Day weekend. Yeah, we got something going on. Let's do this or let's do that. You know, so just being spontaneous in the marriage is like the biggest thing.
Oh yeah.
I would say.
I think spontaneous is fun because you never know what's gonna come. Hey,
like we went hiking and we loved hiking. I'm like, and honestly, I don't want to make this sound bad, but as a black kid, bro, hiking is just like, why would I do that? Like rock climbing shoes, man. Nobody want to wear them big ass boats. Like, come on.
Like imagine going back to school in elementary or middle school, and you go to your friends be like, yeah, I went hiking. All them little niggas gonna be like, hey, we got a bona fide loser.
Hey man, like I ain't gonna lie. One thing, my mom put me and Malik, my brother, in Cub Scouts. Bro, I'm telling you, if she ever listens to this, and Decatur, I know he's probably gonna listen to it because he gonna be like, man, what Ron Isley talking about?
Ron Isley.
But she put us in Cub Scouts. This had to be when I was like 10 or 11. And I know it sounds like funny now, but I'm glad she did because for my family, my dad's from Chicago, and my mom's from LA. Like, they've always lived in cities. So, like, even being out in nature and shit, even when I was growing up, because Columbus, Georgia, it's like an hour south of Atlanta, but in certain parts of this country, don't get me wrong, but we've always lived in, like, a subdivision. So it's like, you know, you got the homes, you got liquor stores, you got schools, gas stations, just basic shit. Yeah, like, just basic shit. No, like, big city life, but it's one of them things, like, never just been in, like, the woods or nothing like that. So my mom thought it'd be a good idea just for something for us to experience. Is really just to keep us out of trouble. That was, like, a big thing, and I salute her for that because I learned how to start a fire, learned how to, like, canoe, know how to purify water and stuff like that. So
the limestones.
You charcoal, even down to like rocks, like in different types of minerals or whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's one of them things like shit ever did go bad, I know the little bit to survive. Because honestly, think about it like this: if you went to like a predominantly black like community, or just I don't even want to put like just any type of community, and you ask one of these little kids like, "Hey, bro, you know how to survive? Like, you know how to find food, know how to make food, know how to purify water, know how to make a fire, know how to
Mike, I think
set up shelter."
I think you might be spot on because in most black communities they not taught that. I can name a couple. Yeah, most black communities they don't teach that type of stuff. I'm just lucky, like you said, that I had a father like that, that was interested in things like that.
Yeah, and this is one of them things like even for my dad, he was in the army for a good little minute, and he just got into dog training. So even growing up, we would have like 15, 20 dogs in the backyard. Like all the neighbors knew they really didn't care. Because like they knew if these dogs are barking at something, there's something outside, or like with a tornado. Cause you never been to Columbus like on a Saturday. Well, I don't think you have, but there's a tornado siren that goes off on Saturdays. And I told you about the artillery they used to shoot too, right?
Yeah.
So like the dogs be like barking at those, like any loud noises, because he's training these police dogs in the backyard and going out to like a training field. I remember one time we had like animal control called on us, and I never knew there was like a city limit of how many dogs you can have.
Oh, I didn't know that was
I think it was only like 12 or something like that because they came and said it.
How many did your pops have?
We had like 15 to 18 dogs.
God,
like I think
damn.
the most we had at one time was probably like 20 or 22. But you gotta think we had built 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 kennels, give or take. Then we had like a whelping shed, so you gotta account probably 2 dogs per kennel. Then you gotta think in the whelping box we would have puppies. Then we'll probably have like 1 dog or 2 dogs like roaming the yard, So we have a lot of dogs at one time, and so
like pause.
What were we saying? Oh yeah, Decatur had dogs, and I'm glad. I'm just getting cut to the chase. I'm glad my dad he gave me that. My dad was strict as hell. Like he ain't bullshit around. Like, but I'm glad he was tough on me because I've always been a hard worker. You know that. I mean, a lot of people know this. So, but yeah, a lot of them kids and stuff, they don't know like them basic like survival skills like that. You know what I mean? It's needed because you see the way the world is now. I mean, even like basic independent skills. Like some kids don't even know how to wash dishes. They be like, "You mom, I'm not washing no dishes." You like, and then like, what do I do about? Fuck you want me to? I mean, what do you mean?
Man, but you know what's crazy? I think all that like kids not knowing what to do. I feel like it started. I'm not saying it was a lot, but I would say it started with our generation, like our parents. I'm not saying all our parents did that, but a good chunk of them did enough where we know some people our age. Like, I ain't gonna say no names,
Mm-hmm.
but I know somebody that doesn't know how to cook pizza rolls, and she's gonna listen to this and be like, I hate you, Carlos. But I remember at CCU, she asked me to come over. No. She called me while I was in the dorms. That's what it was. And she said, Carlos, what does PRE mean on the oven? And I had to stop, and I'm like, pre? She was like, yeah, what does that mean? I'm like, it's preheating. But what does that mean? And I'm like, the oven is preheated. You got to heat up. Like, the oven's not just going to just, boom, 350. No, it got to take time to heat up. Like, it's just like before a game, you stretch, right?
Yeah.
But she didn't know how to cook pizza rolls or any of that type of stuff. And I just thought that was funny. But, like, you know, there's other people like that our age that are the same way. And, like, I'm gonna leave her name out too because I know she still follows me. But
Don't bring it bro.
but there was one other chick from CCU, if you remember her. How can I put it so you can remember? She drove a Mustang. She's from Kentucky, Lexington.
I know.
She was their freshman. Yeah.
I know what
Yeah.
you mean. Yeah.
But I remember at CCU, her pops bought her a black Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, no, that's not what I want. And he went back, traded in, and got a white one and paid extra for it.
That's wild.
Bro, we I'm not gonna lie. I think our generation started the whole thing, and it's just gonna get worse.
I mean, yeah.
Not for everybody. Not for everybody.
Not for everybody, but it's one of those things that people are too caught up in what someone else says. So social media is like a big thing now. Like, even dealing with some parents and clients, you know, just whoever, I don't want to say clients, but just dealing with people in general, it's very impressive, like how much they don't know, or it's impressive at how much they're invested in something totally different. Like, some of them, like I said, don't know how to wash dishes. Some of them don't know how to make their own food. Some of them don't even know how to do their own laundry. It's really impressive.
But what's crazy is if you told them make a TikTok video and edit it out and everything, they'll do that thing in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Oh, like, my career, I want to be a gamer, I want to be a YouTuber, and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that, but take this back 20 years ago. What were some things like some of your friends or kids, like other kids wanted to be when they grew up?
When I was in elementary, I wanted to be a goddamn cowboy. I'm be honest, I wanted to be a cowboy. Like everybody, I'm not gonna lie, I was a dickhead in elementary. I remember one girl said, I want to work at McDonald's like my mom. And I was like, oh, so she didn't graduate. And I'm like, hey.
But you remember the thing I told you? This shit had Decatur almost crying. Malik had told him. I think Malik had to be like 6 years old. Malik told my dad, was like, yeah, I want to be a bagger at Publix when I get older. I think my dad, they said Decatur had cried. And it's like, you know, at 6 years old, it's like whatever you see, like, I want to do that, I want to do this is cool, or that's cool. But no, he's like, my dad took it serious, like, yeah, Malik wanted to like be a professional bagger. I'm like, bro, no, like, he's a kid.
You said professional bagger. You said professional bagger. The BFL.
Oh my dad. I almost had a heart attack with the professional BFL.
Man, I'm not gonna kid. As kids, I think we've said the wildest things. Because when I look back and think about some of the stuff I said, it was It's the thing. You know what it is we tell the truth, but it's too much of the truth. Like, we shouldn't be sharing this information.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, but I would say that's a big difference, and maybe that's just why I don't want to speak for everyone, because there's too many people in this world for us to be like, this one person could change all the stuff that's going on. It's just tough. You know what I mean? I'm not here to like really speak on it, but that's why I would say I'm glad I'm in the position I'm in now, because there's a lot of kids, like, even like us when we were younger, used to like do some of the dumbest things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's got to this point now, and I just see how like a lot of people are being affected by it now. It's like, man, I'm much more mindful of myself now. Like, okay, me being more mindful of myself, what can I do to help this next generation so that they're mindful of what they do too?
Yeah.
So, I mean, because back then, I mean, can't say our parents were really mindful like that, but yeah, I that's just like something overall. Yeah, we used to do some messed up things for real.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
me and that's kind of like the same story. Because when it comes down to it, me and Mike, like our like brought up stories, low key the same.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I went to public school halfway through high school, and then my pops wasn't in the military. But like I remember, Mike told me the story about the red yellow car, the big whip. You rode it down the hill.
Oh yeah, I rode it down the hill, and man, and I think I split my forehead or something. Or I rode. Yeah, it was that, and then I did it again with a scooter. Like it was like, man, I like even down to when Decatur hear this, he's gonna remember, or yeah, hopefully he do. He had just bought some brand new golf clubs, right? Because he wanted to get into golfing, and it was like in a blue and white golf bag, and you know how they have like the covers for the golf clubs, they feel like socks or whatever. They were like brand new, like whatever. So me and Malik were like, bump it. Let's go hit some golf balls. We were like looking for him. Like, he ain't got no golf balls. I was like, we got pool balls. And man, we set them things at the top of the hill. We was we were hitting pool balls, bro. Like we were doing dumb stuff. And down the hill is his shed. He had his dog equipment and stuff. And sometimes there'll be like a dog in a crate, like it was too hot outside. So. And we put a hole through it, like at the very top of the shed, and me and Malik was like, "Oh shit! Oh, it's gonna be over with." And usually something like that, my dad be like, "Oh yeah, he's legit. He's gonna kill us. Like, bro, it's over. We not surviving this. Like, there's no surviving it." But when he came home, we were just upfront and honest with him, like, "Hey, bro, look, we had them golf clubs. We was hitting pool balls, bro." So he went down and looked at it, and that was the first time I didn't see him overreact. I think my dad was much more happy that we were upfront and honest with him than him going out there seeing like, man, where this big ass hole come from?
Then he started asking 21 questions, and everybody's just
like everybody quiet. So it's like that's one thing a lot of kids nowadays is they fear like the consequence, because you got to think for us, man, we fear consequences so much. Sometimes we would lie, but it's like, bruh, I'd rather not lie because it's gonna be even worse, bruh.
Oh yeah, because I'm not gonna lie to you. One thing that still bothers me is my pops remember the story, because yes I did it, but at the same time, pretty much my pops had the orange slices, and I had like one or two of them. But for some reason, my sister, she got a couple of them too. And I remember we got in trouble for him. I was like, I only had one or two. My pa was like, bullshit, look at the bag. I look at the bag and I'm like, damn, that motherfucker is empty. but I swear I only had one or two. But the thing is, though, if we were just, like you said, we were just straight honest, just being like, yeah, we ate your orange slices. We thought they were good. That's on the, yeah, our pops would have been like, okay, I'm gonna whoop your ass, but yeah, I'm happy.
It's like, yeah.
Because I remember one time I took an ass whooping for not defending myself. That's one thing some kids gotta learn too. Because I remember my sister cut her hair and blamed me, and me being too much of a punk, honestly, to say something. I just sat there and just and the next thing you know is I get my ass whooped. Then the truth finally comes out, and my pop's like, "You took an ass whooping for no reason. Why did you do that? Why didn't you speak up?" I don't know. And I'm not gonna. I feel like, replying with stuff like that, pissed, my parents off more. But I learned from that, and I'm kind of happy it happened. But that was one of the last times, I got a whooping, like any type of whooping. The rest of the time, it was just kind of like talking tos, just lessons, all that type of stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, like, to get on back to what you were saying, we did stupid shit as kids. I remember when I was watching a lot of Jackass, and I remember I rode my bike, face first into a fence.
Damn, I did it too.
But the thing is, it's just, I did it just to do it. There was no reason why. I bust my lip open. We laughed about it. Then I rode my bike home, looked at my backpack, PSP broke.
God, I've been salty.
I was sick. I was sick.
Yeah, like, and this will be the last thing I say as we go on to the next
Okay.
thing. But yeah, I remember one time, bro, I was riding a bike, and Malik gonna laugh at this, but I'm riding a bike. I'm literally like 10 feet away from our house, and there's like a white van in front of me, right? So it's like I can turn this way, I can stop, I can do a lot of stuff. But it's like the van was up against a curb, right? There's like a mailbox, then there's a little curb, then there's the van. I'm like, you know what? Let me try and go in the grass around it. I was dumb as shit, bro. Man, next thing you know, the front wheel hit the back right side bumper of the van, and I did like a front flip off that shit and landed in the grass. And it's like, it's impressive how dumb that was. Like, there's like at least 15 feet of like pavement over here on the left side.
No.
And I was like, no, I want to go to the grass. Like, I was dumb, bro.
Oh God. And you know what? That's probably most guys low key from keeping it real. Oh,
Yeah.
we did some stupid shit.
Yeah.
Man.
Made me smart.
Oh. Now, Mike, if a child was to ask you about your career, like how to get there, and they were like, what is the hardest thing that you had to deal with to get where you are now, what would have, that hardship meant?
So, here's the thing. I know a lot of times people say, okay, doing this type of education, it can be difficult. You know how people say like, oh, you want to go do that? Oh, you want to be a doctor? You want to do this? You want to do that? Well, that's going to be tough. It's like people downplay it right away. Like, oh, yeah, that's too difficult or that's hard. Going into a field, like just any field, is going to be tough. But everyone has a capability. I don't want to say everyone has a capability, but if you have the capability, you can do it. You just really have to put in the work for it. You have to trust yourself in doing it. So if a kid wanted to be a therapist, now I'll tell them like, look, you can take a couple of routes. As long as you get a bachelor's in some type of psychology, counseling, any type of background like that, cool. After you do that, if you go and get your undergrad in like social work, yeah, go ahead and take the test and be at LSW, wherever it is. You'll be a BSW, LSW, then work for a nonprofit, then also get your master's degree in that respective field too. Because for me, undergrad, after I got an undergrad, I had a bachelor's in psychology. Then I became a case manager at like a foster care agency. So I went that route. Like I got the experience already. Then I went to school for it. Then I got licensed. That route just takes a little bit longer. But the other way is like, look, go ahead and do the undergrad and bachelor's in social work, sociology, any type of social field, however you want to put it. Then work for a nonprofit and get your master's. That way, the nonprofit, you get the tuition reimbursements. So even if you do have financial aid, that can also kick in where it's like, okay, I'm working, I got to do internships and I got this schooling, but at least something is paid for. So you don't have to strain yourself like in other avenues. So that's what I would tell them to do.
Okay. And that's with that career. But let's get back to one of your old careers, football.
Yeah.
So with football, when it comes down to it, is it something that you wish you could still play right now, or are you happy that you're done playing?
I'm happy I'm done. Yeah, I've been happy. I was happy like even before the last game was, or even before that thing, like before it happened, just because it's one of the things. Football was cool, but when you go into like certain environments where it's just like nothing but like stressors and stuff like that, eventually it can take away the thing you like about something. So just being up here, like being up in Cincinnati was cool and whatnot, but just being in a different area where not everyone has like the same hustle or like the same demeanor, at least it's just like, bro, I don't want to do this shit no more. You know, so I'm happy I'm done. I wouldn't. There's no reason for me to pick it back up because I'm gonna do semi-pro.
Or you could be like some of these niggas out here playing with no insurance,
Hell,
working at UPS or Amazon.
Hell,
You tear your ACL. Yeah, boss, I can't make it today. I ruptured my spleen.
like, come on. I mean, and whoever does that, that's them. But if there wasn't anything that made me money off of it, like football was the tool to get me to the point where I'm at now, where I ain't gotta wake up at 4 and 5 a.m. and we work out, watch meetings and this, that, and the third, and practice and put your body through hell. Basically, I mean, I did it so I can sit back at my own house, have my glass of whatever I want, put whatever in the air, and chill, relax. And look, I can wake up at 10 o'clock tomorrow and make what a lot of people are making a week. You know what I mean? Like that's like the beauty of it. So yeah, I'm glad I'm done because it got me what I needed out of it. So
Gotcha. Shoot. So what I'm hearing is you ain't going back though. You ain't going back for sure.
Unless someone was like a team overseas was like, hey, look, man, we're just looking for somebody. We'll give you 80,000. Matter of fact, not even saying 80,000. It was like we'll pay you 120K. Just to come play football for a season. I'm getting the best shape of my life, bro. 120 just to go play for a season. No off season, no nothing. Like, cool, bro, whatever. But I'm only gonna do it for that year.
Yeah, and housing paid for, and your food covered. Hey.
Yeah. You gotta be realistic. Ain't nobody gonna just offer some random person. I'll give you 500,000 to play. Like, no, bro, you was not that dude. I'm not even like the best player either. It sounds messed up, but I just knew how to finesse.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, I just knew how to finesse. That was like my biggest thing. Just plain and simple. I got what I needed out of it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, CCU was just a big finesse in general as a college. So, I mean, they finessing us, so why not finesse them, honestly?
Yeah, I mean, and I don't want to make it seem like, oh, this is get back or whatnot. Like I said, I just use football as a tool because, look, bro, at 6'3", like 200-something pounds playing safety, you got to go somewhere if you're athletic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why for me, if I'm getting this money where I'm getting money back, man, like, bro, I might as well go. It's a city. I was gonna go to this D2 school. It was Augustana in South Dakota, but I had to take a visit up there. But it's like we just had to pay for the flight. They'll pay for the hotel and whatnot. And I don't know, my dad, I think he's being stingy. Like, no, they need to pay for everything. I'm like, I do understand it, but it's like, look, I can go over here, play receiver. I can probably do something with it. You know what I mean? But that's if I was like really determined like that. When I saw Cincinnati, and even like this, one of the first colleges I've ever heard about was Cincinnati. Malik had got a letter from like Cincinnati, like you get letters in high school, like come to our camp and whatnot.
Yeah.
So Malik had got one from there. I'm like, Cincinnati, that's cool. So when these people, I think it was Coach Spears. Coach Spears had reached out and he had came to one of my games and he offered me there. Then when we started talking money and this and the third, then he told me about Coach Foch. I was like, I mean, I'm kind of in a good position. Like, I can go over there, I can play. It's not like I'll just be like wasting time. I'll really be getting some clock, just based off the fact like me just being an athlete. I can say my football IQ was high. I knew what to read, but I just wasn't like the most savvy athlete.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, at least it's like I went somewhere and you got the experience of playing like a different, like playing in college. You know what I mean? Regardless of what level, like playing in college is totally different than playing in high school. So, yeah, it was like for the school, yeah, they finessed us. Can't even lie, but it's one of the things. Really can't do nothing about it now. Like, I mean, that's like the yin and the yang. That's the balance. Like, all right, all this bad, all this good's gotta outweigh all this bad too. It's had to balance somewhere.
Yeah.
So.
No, I feel that. Now, Mike, we got all that. Let's get to the people in your life, who are some of the people in your life that influenced you and helped you get to where you are now?
The people that influenced me in my life, I know. Well, of course, my dad is like a big influence in my life. Like just as far as like as being an adult, being a man now. But if anything, my number one is my mom. And of course, you know, I'm not like a mama's boy or anything, but my mom is like, you met her plenty of times. You know how she is. She's got that suave demeanor, that poise. Like my mom, for some of these clients here, I don't tell them like, oh, my mom did this and my mom did that, but I don't think a lot of people have a story like my mom. You know, being in LA like 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, the things she's experienced and made her to like that demeanor she has now is one of my biggest like inspirations, I would say. So yeah, my mom, my dad, my dad's grandparents, they're a big thing because being up there with them, like in Chicago and stuff, they were tough, but it's for a reason because a lot of people, those couldn't do not only what I can do, what you can do, and a lot of other these people can do without having some type of like firm boundaries. You know, now has it made me a perfect person? No, because you know sometimes we lose control of our emotions. That's like one like big defect of it is like when you're so overly strict, these kids aren't going to understand how to express themselves appropriately. So it's like you gotta have some balance raising kids too. So for my grandparents, they were strict. They just gave me them firm boundaries, and I always thank them for that. Then even after that, I could say Newt, that's my mom's brother. He's a big part. But really, like the neighborhood, like the people, like I was raised around. You know, like being at my parents' house or being at my house. And going next door, like when it was Amos, Uncle Amos, like I called every neighbor uncle at one point in time. Cause if anything, I called them uncles before I even like really knew my real blood uncles. Like that's just what it was as a kid.
Yeah.
It's kind of like even in the future, they say like Uncle Carlos or something like that. You know what I mean? So Amos, there was a dude across the street. I think I told you about. I'm not gonna bring him up, but then Mr. Rose down the street, he was an older man, but he was just like always on his workout, like in, hey look, bro, I'm gonna work. He used to cut grass and stuff and go to the gym. Then Uncle Mike, Mike King, he passed away. It's probably been like 4 or 5 years now. He was a big influence. From New Orleans, you know, so even being at his house and with his wife, Miss Pam, they're making gumbo. That's how I know how, like, really, because of my parents were the main one, main reason why, but even for them, like, them making food inspired me, like, knowing how to season my food, you know. Then next door to us, Uncle Leo, Miss Rochelle, Snook, Porky, Mr. Spivey, like, all of them made me, including my parents. You know, they say it takes a village to raise a kid. Yeah. So even those people really got me this demeanor you see now. Like, and really a person. One thing that I always knew is like, even from my parents and from them, you just can't take no bullshit from nobody. Like you can even see it in Malik. Like when something happens, Malik be like, "Man, I ain't with all that bullshit."
Yeah.
You know. But I would say that's like one thing that was honed in, like, don't let nobody play with you like that. So, but yeah, those are some of the main people in my life. And even just going back down there after my wedding and, you know, we're getting older, you know what I mean? And being back there at home and seeing how old, like, everybody's getting, it's sad, but it's also like a bittersweet type of sad. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no,
like,
that makes sense.
It's like, man, the memories, like I know we've all shared that they've experienced and whatnot. things are different now, but I know everybody's content with what they had going on. And like I can go back there now, and I even when I'm sitting out in my garage, when I be putting in the air or putting it on the patio, I really just be thinking about old memories like that, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, because to me that was the best time. And now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm starting to clear up now, but one of the things that, I'm gonna put it like this. You know how, oh no, I'm gonna say like, the thing I was saying is that those are the points in times where I didn't feel judged. I could really be who I am. I could really feel like the way I wanted to feel. So that's why, even going back down there now, I mean, I don't know the next time I would go back down. You never know, but it can be like emotion at times. Just like even going, let's say you go back to where you lived at, Los, and you have these memories there that's like stuck there. Like you can always remember them. It's like, wow, we're getting older because this is starting to change.
Hell yeah. It's like when we were in school in CCU, you know, every time I leave and go to school and come back, something's different.
Yeah.
Like something's either built, something's shut down, something's always different, something's always moved. And then at the same time, you know, when you get back in town, that little kid that you seen, you know, when you was leaving off in college, he's now in high school. And you just like, hey, yo, what the hell?
Next thing you know, he going to like, so he going to Georgia Tech. Like, what?
Yeah, it's just like my little brother. When you first met him, he was like 5 foot nothing. Now this man is only like an inch under you now. He's about 6'2", 6'1", or something like that.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, you right. We getting older, but you know, like you said, it's a bittersweet feeling. As in, like, you know, I'm enjoying these grades that are coming in here and there.
And you know, a lot of people don't do that. I would say.
Hold on, Mike.
Yeah.
All right, but now since we're getting close to the ending, this is a little just about 15 minutes shorter, but we're right there at the ending. I like to ask random questions, and I would say picking them between 1 and 15. But I see one I think you would like, and I want to know your answer.
All right.
If you won $10 million tomorrow, what would you do with it?
If I won $10 million tomorrow, ain't nobody gonna know about it. I'm gonna pocket that, and I'm gonna keep working just like normal. Like, I'll say this: whenever the time is right, oh yeah, I'm gonna buzz open a little bit. I might put a little here in this bank account, that one, homies, friends, and I would really just keep it low key, because one thing I was always taught was, or one thing I always know is like the devil is always listening. So it's like I don't want to come out here bragging about, oh, I got this, I got that, because something's coming to come snatch it. You know what I mean? So if I want 10 million, I'm pocketing it, bro. If you get something in your bank account, just know it didn't come from me, bro. Spend it wisely. Fuck, nigga. But no, yeah, spend it wisely.
Save 15% or less on Geico.
Hey. O'Reilly.
I don't pause. Hey, that's the end. Mike, is there anything you want to shout out or, you know, put on here? Instagram?
Oh, yeah. So, I'll say this. Put you on, and I've been doing this, but, because, you know, I've been on social media for a good little minute. Man, still bumping I Hate You, Alex, Roy Rudo. And also, look, man, the best videographer in this game right now, best photographer, even nigga best big brother, Malik Marvin, man, Leak from 87th on Instagram. Go check out the work, because, man, your homeboys ain't gonna do shit better than this. Be real. Man, your dad ain't doing shit better than this, man. Even for the bona fide losers that look up to the lame ass nigga, man, y'all can't even do it. Even, man, I want to put this on just like Drizzy. Man, you can't do that shit. You can't even take it. Man, you like, it's like why I oughta. Man, it's like some shit. Man, let me snatch his chains to see what he can do.
Hey, homie, what you gonna do? You want to where you from?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna say, where your granny stay? Where your mama stay? And where your daddy stay? Man, snatch his ass about the car, homie. but no, for real. shout out Malik. I mean, like I said, and it's not even just because he's my big brother, but as far as the work he does, I think it's by far one of the most aesthetic things like I've ever seen. And I'm not even trying to like bullshit around. Like aesthetically, I've never seen anything so experimental like what he does. And if anything else, shout out to my wife, Bree. I love you. I mean, you literally upstairs, so whenever you hear this, yeah, I love you, bro. But and also, I mean, shout out to myself. I mean, because I never give myself grace. So I mean, I've been working hard for a long time. And it's Labor Day weekend. Folks can finally take a break, but guess what? I know we still got to work tomorrow, so
You
it's just
damn
like
right.
it's just like it's nonstop. But yeah, shout out to myself, bro.
Shit.
Fuck, nigga.
And with that was the show. This is Talkaholic Junction with Carlos.Love, and y'all have a good night.
Yeah, and also it's Talkaholic Junction, man, not Alcoholic Junction. We're sober. We're good kids. Mad City.
Hoorah.